So when I'm not fixing the tractors during the day, at night, once in a while I help a good customer of mine plow snow in the city of Burlington. Every time it snows, he needs 30 operators to clean over 500 kilometers of sidewalks, all the bus stops, and all the parking lots for the city. From 2013 to 2015 season, we used these Case Farmall 40B tractors with L3560 loaders, and they are an awesome tractor when they're working. They are a homeowner special, and what I mean by that is if you've got 2 to 10 acres, these are a perfect little tractor for using 500 hours in 10 years type of thing. Drilling some post holes and cleaning the driveway and moving some manure for some hobby farm, but they are not an industrial machine, and I'll get into that. It's a really nice cab, good view, very spacious, comfortable. All the controls are easy to get at. They're all electronic switches, and that's good and bad. The bad is right off the bat, we use them for snow plowing. When there's snow, it's cold out, and these tractors had a really hard time starting. Part of the problem of that is a small battery that's in front of the rad, and just too small for the tractor. There's too many electronics on the tractor, and the battery and the alternator can't keep up. So once we get the tractors running, we've had a lot of the tractors quit in the middle of the road just because all the lights are flashing and all the beacons in that, they do take a lot of hydro. I've had good luck is just leaving the throttle, full throttle, and not going down to an idle, whereas some of the guys, they put the throttle with the hydrostat pedal, so as you speed up, the throttle goes. I've had to keep the throttle full tilt just so that my tractor doesn't quit. We've used these dozens and dozens of times, and out of the 8 tractors, there has never been one push where all of the tractors came back to the yard without having to call the dealer for maintenance. Whether the transmission just quit and wouldn't move, or alternator issues, battery issues. We've had to tow them into parking lots, leave them there, call the dealer to come get them the next day. Very, very frustrating. So the excavating company that I worked for actually went back to Case and said, take them all back or give me a 5-year warranty bumper to bumper, because they were just not happy with these little tractors. The 4-wheel drive and the high-low switches are electronic, very easy to engage and disengage. The only issue was that you had to be at a standstill to actually engage them. Not a big issue, but it would have been a lot nicer if we were able to disengage and engage the 4-wheel drive while we were moving. One of the upsides of these, if I can remember right, when you hit the brake, the 4-wheel drive does come on, so you've got 4-wheel brakes. And that is handy when you do have snow in the bucket and you hammer the brakes, so your back tires are barely touching the ground anymore, right? So I always had it in 4-wheel drive when I'm plowing, but when I'm driving down the road, I put it in 2-wheel, but I usually scoop the extra little bit out and dump it down the road as I go. For the 2015-2016 season, we got brand new L3560 Kubotas. Now these are only 35 horse. The cases were 40 horse, but honestly the Kubota felt like it had more power. This one has 4 hours on the hour meter. Nice little tractors to work with. These are more of an industrial tractor and not so much a homeowner tractor. These are built better. Very compact, very tight under the hood, but all of them are. There's no changing that. The cab is pretty decent. The only thing I didn't really like is a manual high-low switch and a manual 4-wheel drive switch. As a operator, I like the Case better when it was working right. If I was to buy the tractor, I would buy a Kubota, because there's a lot less issues with a manual switch compared to electronic switch. Now, it doesn't feel like it's a clutch pack, it feels like it's an actual gear sliding forward and back. Nice dash, getting a little bit too fancy if you ask me. As a 2016 model, it doesn't have DEF in it yet, but I think it does have regen in the exhaust. So it's just diesel fuel to run it. The cases were too old for that, but I know the off-road equipment is starting to go with the emission stuff, and that's just going to be more of an issue afterwards. I did notice that the sticker came off the 4-wheel drive already, and not a big deal. Even with the larger Case tractors and John Deere tractors, I do find the cabs are kind of cheap, but it is what it is. Now these tractors, the Kubotas, have a faster road gear than the cases, which is nice. Although when you hit the brakes in two-wheel drive, the four-wheel drive does not come on. So I did slide out a couple times, you just have to be aware of it. Like the push that we did right here, there's snow on the road, so it does become kind of sketchy, especially when the guy in front of you locks up for a red light or an orange light. It does take quite a while to stop. Not a big issue. I know most of these tractors won't be using for snow plowing. I'm just sharing my experiences. The loader worked great, nice and smooth and straight and quick, and it seemed to have all the power in the world to do what it had to do. The cases always kind of lacked a little bit, always felt like you were trying to play catch up with the throttle, whereas the Kubota seemed to do a lot better. I would definitely take the Kubota over the case and would recommend this tractor. The only flaw we've had with it in the 2016 season, and we didn't have that hard of a winter, so we only went out 5 or 6 times over the whole winter. The only issue we had was my thermostat switch broke for the heater, so I only had cold air coming out. Not a big deal, they put a new switch in it. It was a 10-minute fix for the dealer under warranty, and away we went again. They started right up, even without the glow plugs. They still started better than the cases, but with the glow plug, I'm sure it would start when minus 15, minus 20 degrees Celsius, no problem. I enjoyed using these tractors. I think this will be my last year plowing though. It is kind of a pain because it messes up the next day. We generally go out at either 11 at night and finish around 5. This time we went out at 2 in the morning and I didn't finish till about 7 in the morning, and then you head home and you just feel like a walking zombie the next day. But yeah, nice overall tractor, and my pick over the two, hands down, would be the Kubota. Now I don't know the prices, you can go online. And just a public service announcement here, PSA, when you see a tractor cleaning the driveway, get out of the way. I'm plowing at night, there's 4 lanes, and I still have people waiting, wondering what I'm doing. Just get out of the way, give us space. We're tired, we're overworked, we're working hard to give you guys a nice clean city and sidewalks. So just, we don't care about you. Get out of our way, please. But yeah, good fun. Nice to get out of the shop once in a while, but yeah, here we go.
Hey, you're still watching, great. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You never know what you're gonna get. If it's got a throttle, we work on it. Help support the channel by picking up a tape boss off tapeboss.com.
And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.